I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on the parking lot at Twin Pines Mall. It's Saturday morning, October 26, 1985, 1:18 a.m. And this is temporal experiment number 1.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Hey everybody, this is Tambiota, and you're watching Back to the Future Friday on the Daily Review. So today we have Eaglemoss presents Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. This is issue number 3. And let me get the parts. So we're going to be building a tire. But first, let's go over the issue that we have here. So let's see here. Let me make sure that everything's in frame. So as we open up our issue, let's see here. These are all the parts that we'll have today for today's issue. We have a tire, a hubcap, a rim, a washer, a hub, a pin, and 3 screws. So those look like those are BP screws. So this is basically contents of all of the issue right here. So here we have the instructions. Oh, hey, I didn't read that. I'll have to read that later. About the wheels being on fire and Doc Brown just standing in the middle of the fire right there. So you can definitely tell that that was a green screen or that was added in later. Something that they talk about here is some of the original scripts or some of the original drafts. They thought about having Doc Brown's time machine as being a beam. And for some reason, Marty was, he was depressed about his parents. And because at the beginning of the movie, his parents were kind of depressed and they were not a lively group like they were at the end of the movie. Well, originally, he was going to commit suicide and he was going to use Doc Brown's beam. And that beam, when it hit him, it was supposed to send him back in time. Well, they ended up changing that. They didn't put that in the first script at all. They changed it and ended up, let's see if I can get a little bit closer, ended up going with, changing the idea and going with Marty as being, in the original first 2 scripts, Marty was a bootlegger and he bootlegged videos and sold them. That's how he made money. In one of the original drafts, it actually says that he dupes Biff by selling him pornography. But Universal decided that that was not a good idea, that they be video pirates, and that was then taken out. So with Doc Brown, originally, they originally weren't going to call him Doc. They were going to call him Professor instead of Dr. Emmett Brown. And Marty would always call him Prof or Professor or something like that. Prof, P-R-O-F, however you say that. But they ended up changing that when they brought it to Universal, and they changed him to Dr. Emmett Brown, and which then he became Doc Brown. And they changed, he's supposed to have a monkey called Shemp. I guess that's supposed to be after one of the Three Stooges, because there's one of the original Three Stooges was Shemp. But it was replaced with his dog Einstein. So I was just talking about Professor. Originally, in the original concept, they their base of operations was a dilapidated theater, and that's where they would make their money for their video pirating outfit. So that was then changed to what we have right now. At the original end, part of the goodwill thing was part of the good feeling part of the story for Doc Brown was going to be that he would have a company, a very successful company that was E. Brown Enterprises, which pioneered flying cars, robot butlers, and automated photo albums. So that was part of their thing. Part of Marty's was that he was always going to use this ability to get rich quick. They ended up changing that and using that for Biff's story in the second movie, which we're all familiar with. So this right here, this is kind of a story about Spielberg and how he became involved in the story and such. Basically, it says that Bob Gale met Steven Spielberg in 1973. It was kind of a thing where the guys Zemeckis, let's see here, John Mills, Francis Ford Coppola, and George Lucas, they all went to Gale and them. They all went to University of Southern California, and they were known as the USC Mafia. Well, Spielberg wasn't able to go. He ended up having to go to the University of California State. He eventually dropped out and started working for Universal. He got like a 5-year contract because of a short film that they saw. So he started working for Universal. So Gale and Zemeckis, they had the idea for Back to the Future, but because of some past downfalls that they had with the original first 3 movies that they had, they decided not to go to Spielberg on this, because they thought that if they did a 4th flop, that they would never be allowed to work with them at Universal or anything like that. They wouldn't be able to get any more jobs. So Zemeckis was given what was it? Romancing the Stone, and that became a huge hit. So whenever that went off, they decided then to go back to Spielberg, and that's when Spielberg then joined the team for this. But Jaws, this right here, Jaws was the main reason. They saw Jaws movie, and that encouraged them to go talk to Spielberg, and that's how they eventually met him. That's how they first met him. So this is more of the DeLorean concept. Basically, it talks about changing the concepts whenever they were, from the last story, they went to the double vent instead of the one vent, and then they changed some things with the controls, where they removed some of the controls from the console, but there's still controls on the console, and then they removed some of the switches and such that were on the dash, just for safety from the actor, because they knew that Marty's face was going to slam into the dash a couple times. So this is about casting Marty, and with Michael J. Fox and Eric Schultz. Eric Schultz originally was cast as Marty McFly just because they originally wanted Michael J. Fox, but Michael J. Fox wasn't able to do it because he was filming Family Ties at the time, and NBC wouldn't allow him to film both that show and Back to the Future. Marty wanted to do it. They wanted Marty. It just didn't work because Universal had given them a strict deadline, a strict timeline to get the movie completed. If the movie wasn't going to be completed by then they weren't going to fund it. So then they cast 2 different Martys. They ended up choosing Eric, and when they started filming, they filmed about I think it said 5 weeks worth of shooting, and they said that he's very professional, but he just didn't get the comedy aspect of the film. And they went to Spielberg, and Spielberg agreed with them. He was able to get them an extra $3 million so that they could reshoot. They went back to NBC, and NBC agreed to let Fox, basically whatever off time he had, they allowed him to film Back to the Future. So basically it says in here that Michael J. Fox would only have like 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, because whenever in the morning he would get up, he would memorize his script for Family Ties, and then they would film the episode. And then after they finished, then they would take him and they would film all the night scenes that they needed to refilm. And he would only, like they said, he would only get, they'd film up to the early hours in the morning, so you'd only get a couple hours. And then they ended up having to recast his girlfriend because of height differences. So, but they never filmed anything, so it wasn't as bad as with Marty, where they had to recast some of those parts. So this is a kind of a synopsis of just Doc Brown and just a quick overview of him. Basically, just saying that he used his fortune to create the time machine and such. And basically, it wasn't until he went into the past where he found love with Clara, and then he had his kids, and it's just talking about that stuff. So. The next issue is going to be Mr. Fusion. It's going to be the reactor. So next week we'll have that. And then on the very back, this is all the parts once again. So let's go ahead and get this open to the instructions. This is going to be a very quick build today. It's not a lot going on here. The only thing that I really don't like is that they don't show the screws going in. They just tell in the instructions, so you kind of have to read beforehand. And I don't know what to do with. I think you have to just hold on to a piece. I don't even see it in here. Because it says that there's a. If you come to the pieces. On this page, it says that there's a pin, and I don't see that pin anywhere. I don't see that pin anywhere in here. There's 4 screws here. There's the hub. There's the hub. There's the washer. There's the rim. There's the hubcap, and then the tire. But I don't see that pin. So I guess it's not in here because I don't see it anywhere in here either in the instructions. So okay, so let me get my trusty knife out because I need to cut some pieces, and hopefully this doesn't fall down. I think it's just gonna fall down. Stay. All right, so here it is. Here's my knife. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and bring this down a little bit. Get a little bit closer in there. So yeah, that's about good. That's good enough. And then at the end, I'm gonna have something extra. So keep that in mind and watch this all the way to the end. This feels like it's a little bit. I'm not cutting into anything. Feels like this is a little bit thicker cardboard, or else I'm hitting the plastic. Yeah, I'm hitting the plastic. That's what I'm doing. Shoot, I think that rim is die cast. I think that's the die cast part in this set. Okay, so first thing we need to do is take the hub out. Oh yeah, that's the die-cast part. That is die-cast. That's heavy. That's very heavy. So we're gonna take the die-cast part out, take the tire out. Oh man, that's thick rubber. That is thick rubber right there. That is crazy. Okay, so I definitely want to get that add-on for the tires. Oh my gosh! So basically, it takes off the Goodyear here and the Eagle GT, and it has rub-on transfers that you can then put on there. Ooh. I'm glad I saw that. The hub was stuck on here with static electricity. Glad I didn't lose that. Let's take the USB screws. I don't need those right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and get them ready. Well, that reminds me, I need to get my screwdriver out. I'm just all kinds of not prepared for this today. Luckily, my screwdriver is going to be easier to find than the knife. I know exactly where that is. Okay. Let's see if we can get this going. I guess it really doesn't matter the way that you put this hub in, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the way that it's showing on the instructions, kind of like this. I'm guessing that goes in like that. It doesn't need to be seated, I'm guessing. Okay, it doesn't need to be seated because the hub is going to go on this side. No, is it? Yeah, it's going to go on this side. It looks a little different in the picture, so you take that, flip that around, and this hub should go on this side. So you take that, put that in, flip that upside down, and we need to screw that in. Dang it, I got all the screws. I didn't notice that it has a fake tire pressure valve right there. All right, well, it feels good. It feels good like that. All right, so now we want to take the hub, and we're going to put this down in here. And then the cover I don't think that this goes in a certain way. I think you just have to push it in. You just press it in, yeah. Just press that in and you have a done wheel. So that's it. That's it for that. That's it for issue number, what is this, 3? Yeah, issue number 3. So we'll probably have 2 more issues, or I'm sorry, 3 more issues of rinse and repeat on this, since there's going to need to be 4 of these at some point. So let's go ahead and take our extra BP screw, and we're going to go ahead and put it in with the extras that we already have. You know what I do? You know, I was thinking about it. I want to get one of those pill cases. I want to see if I can find one that has like a whole bunch of them, and I want to use that for all the screws. It'll make it a lot easier. So the extra little thing is this right here. No, I didn't get the upgrade kit yet. I actually want to thank one of the guys off of one of the Facebook groups that I'm on. I think it's actually the DeLorean, Back to the Future DeLorean by Eaglemoss. I think it's that group. I was on there, and I had asked a couple people, or asked out in the group, if anybody had an extra August sticker, AUG sticker, and Hector came through for me. So I want to thank him for getting me the stickers, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that on right now. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll just remove the plate. That'll probably make it easier. Just fall out like that. Way too low on these guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, where did my little hobby knife go? Okay, I gotta make sure that I get this on the right way. Put my lights back where they were. Okay. Okay, a low battery came on and it paused my video, and I've had issues with that before, so. Okay, that should be straight now. That looks good. Okay, very good. Very good. All right, so let's put this back on here and we'll call it a day. Yeah, I am, and I don't know if I'll be able to get them all at the same time, but I am planning on getting the those upgrade kits, man. Some phenomenal work out there with those upgrade kits. All right, so that's good. It's good to go there. So once again, big shout out, thank you to Hector for providing me this AG sticker here. I think I'm gonna have to work on it, pressing it down a little bit. It looks like it peeled up when I tried to peel it, but I can work that straight. It's working out here. So at least I got 2 stickers on here now. At some point, like I said, I'll probably end up getting those upgrade kits. So the first, I do believe his name is Mike Lane, I think. His first upgrade kit, his first sticker set has brand new stickers for this. So I don't know. The glitter on this kind of fades it out, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on there. So. But yes, I do want to thank Hector. Thank you very much. So this is going to be it for issue number 3. Thanks for watching. This is Tambiota. If you did like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Smash it if you want. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do that. This is Tambiota once again, and I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.